Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you for joining me in Pootles Advent Countdown. I can't believe it, we're nearly at the end. There's only a few more to go, which means it's nearly Christmas. Yay! Okay, I'm a big kid as far as Christmas is concerned, but this is today's project. This is a huge, big box. This is 6 inches by 6 inches by 3.5 inches deep. And inside is a very special something. And I get lots of bits and pieces sent to me through the post, and I get lots of requests for particular boxes, and I had a parcel come through from a lady called Nicola Strang, who makes the most incredible woolen socks, hand knitted socks. How gorgeous is that? Stunning, proper wool socks, and it says on it, knitted by my hands for your feet, and it's got the size and everything. And she sent these to me as a little gift, and then she asked if I'd maybe help her with a box. So as promised, a box for it, but obviously it's a big enough box so you can put other things in. And I'm going to show you how to make the box with a clever method so that you get this whisper perfect finish close to it. There you go. It's so tight it's actually bulged air out at me, because that's how perfect and spot on the finish is. So I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to have to move everything out of the way. You need 2 pieces of cardstock that measure 12 by 12 inches or 30 by 30 centimetres. So the metrics you're going to have to trim down a slight tiny little bit. We're going to work on one first and do pretty much all of the build of that one, and then I will explain why we're not doing 2 at the same time. So this one, and we're going to score it at 3 inches on all 4 sides, which is 7.5 centimetres all the way round. And this is beautiful real red cardstock, very Christmassy. And as you can see, I like red. I've got the red nails. These are very slightly sparkly, because you know Christmas is coming. Okay, so this is the box base. So burnish your score lines all the way round, and nice and crisp. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut up the straight part and cut into the squares which are on the outer corner. So up the straight, notch in, and notch in over there, and then we're going to cut off a bit of one of them, just one, because we're going to use that bit in a minute. So keep going around, and then so that's one side done. So you can see I've wedged in on both parts. Like I say, I've only notched in on one. You don't need to notch in on both. And then we're going to do the same on the opposite side. And notch in on one. And then the same over there. Okay, so not that you can see it, maybe if I hold it that way you can see it. So those are the bits, so this is the side of the box, and those are the tabs that are going to tuck in. So I'm going to move that out of the way, clear this out, and these bits that I've hung on to here, we're going to use these now. I'm going to grab my scoring tool again, and to get a box, if I scored both my pieces of cardstock at 3 inches on all 4 sides, they wouldn't meet, they wouldn't overlap, they would meet like that, and you would end up having to bow the bottom one to get it to fit over. It's not an exact measurement, because 2 bits of cardstock don't measure an easy to remember measurement, so you can't cut your lid paper down and then score at 3 inches on all 4 sides, and you couldn't score at 2 7/8 of an inch because that wouldn't work. So 2 pieces of cardstock equal 2 sides. So that's the same width as those. So when you bring in your new piece of cardstock for the lid, you take these 2 pieces, you could even take 1 piece and fold it in half, and you wedge it into the side, wedge it in there. Oops. Your cardstock, this bit of cardstock has moved away enough that you know your lid is going to slip perfectly over the base. So So basically we're scoring at 3 inches, but when you line it up, it's just a hair of a whisper of 2 layers of cardstock, less than 3 inches. So you keep repeating it round with your little wedge in. All the way round. Whoops. I'm not sure what's happening. Oh, it's not jumping. I thought it had jumped. Keep going all the way round. And that little piece of card has shunted it up. So when I measure this, I know that it is 6 and, well, it's not 6 1/16 of an inch, it's not 6 2/16, it's a bit in between, so that's why it's a fraction smaller. A fraction, you can't just can't say, well, I'll cut my cardstock smaller. That's definitely an easier way to do it. I can't believe I've been doing videos for 2.5 years and then you just clicked that one on, but you know, you get there in the end. So that's a very useful trick for you when you're making boxes with lids. So now we're going to cut exactly the same way as we did before, all the way round. And I shall have a little chatter because the day that I'm filming, today is the 3rd of December. For me, it's the 3rd of December, a Thursday, and we've just had pre-order for the spring catalogue go live, which is very exciting. I've not yet placed my order. And the spring catalogue goes live on the 3rd of January. So everybody who has shopped with me over the last 6 months or so, oh, you need to wedge out one of those, by the way, you'll be getting one in the post between Christmas and New Year, so don't worry about having to email me and ask for one. But if you haven't shopped with me before, please let me know, and I will have obviously British ones, but I will also have French and German as well. Let's trim that out. But it's pre-order for us demonstrators so that we can have products in advance so we can start sharing with you immediately. But it also means that new joiners, if you're joining Stampin' Up, you can add pre-order goodies to your starter kit. So let me know if you're going to be joining and you want to maybe get a starter kit with some goodies in. Okay, right, so this is my lid and I need some beautiful paper to go on top. And my ribbon's over there. So this, I love this paper. It's taken me a while, I have to confess, it's taken me a while to get into this sort of retro nostalgic look. But I'm going with it again. So we're going with the Father Christmases now. And it measures 5 3/4 of an inch by 5 3/4 of an inch, which is 14.5 centimetres. And yeah, Father Christmas is very cute. I've been debating with my children because to me he's Father Christmas, he's not Santa, sorry, but they being modern young men quite happily called him Santa. I'm like, no, we're British, he's Father Christmas. But he is, he's fat and roly-poly, and look at, he just looks the epitome of what Father Christmas looks like. So, okay, so I put fuse in all 4 corners there. So I'm just building up the side of my box now. I'm going to keep going around. Okay, so that's my box lid. And I'm going to come and do exactly the same to my box base. So fuse in all 4 corners. And close up the box base. And do exactly the same all the way around. And cutting off that little extra tab on one of them means that there's not that slight overlap, which you can get when the width of your box is twice the depth. It's a whole scientific geek thing, which I like the maths. So it just means it doesn't butt up. So that's the box base, this is the box lid, and it will, whoops, when you put it on straight, fit, look, that's going to slip itself down. Absolutely perfectly, with no buckling, no bows anywhere. Perfect. Just to finish it off now with the ribbon, this is the Subtle Stripes ribbon, which is in very vanilla, And the bit of snow underneath him is vanilla-y. That's the colour, whoops, I nearly lost that off the desk. That's the colour that goes with this paper, very vanilla, not whisper white, even though his beard is white. I'm going with the vanilla. So I'm going to try and do my best to tie a square knot. Sometimes I can do these, sometimes I can't. Apparently today I can't. I could the other day when I made the sample. And a little bit of stamping, and I've got antique tags. I've loved this set. This was a Hostess one. Absolutely adored it. And I'm going with this one. Do not open till Christmas Day. Well, no, do not open till Christmas. And I've got our new archival basic black ink, which if you haven't got it, get it. It's amazing. It's I don't. You would. No, no, you're not going to see that at all. It's fabric rather than foam that's in there. And then punch that out with a 2-inch circle. And I'm going to have a whole load of dimensionals on the back. So we don't want it to come off. Oops. And tuck it under there. We'll bring the other one back in with the much neater bow. And that is my great big 6x6 by 3-inch box, 7.5 by 15 by 15 centimetres. Whoops! It's a whopper! It's huge. Perfect Christmassy gift box. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you very soon. Bye!